In today's video, guys, I'm gonna showcase you the free-to-play teams that I'm planning to run versus one of the Continental bosses. Like this, I'm gonna manage to score crazy damage, well over 100 million. Now, I could potentially improve this team if I'm gonna get a few more scrolls. I will try, of course, to utilize Drist once I'm gonna get an artifact. This week, unfortunately, I won't be able to do it, and because of it, I really do not think that he is actually going to enhance my damage. Now, of course, that could potentially be something completely different. He might actually surprise me, so I might actually throw him in the team to see how he actually performs. But doing the Continental bosses is going to be extremely important for your positioning on the actual seasonal leaderboard, okay? As you guys can see, I'm ranked 171 on my free-to-play account. I'm actually pretty damn proud about it because I feel like I have quite a few whales and krakens on my server. Demon or angel, you know what I mean, right? But we have a lot of people that have much better characters. I managed to double my Vortex team today, but I'll be doing a video on that tomorrow actually to show you my free-to-play team on the Temporal Vortex, give you guys some tips on how I managed to achieve it as well. But in today's video, I really want to prioritize the importance of the Imperial Shadow Recast Continental challenges. Not only that you're going to get more amethysts and unlock more rewards, including the free legendary, but as I've mentioned, you are going to get extremely important rewards for the main leaderboard, and that is, of course, the Echo of Clepsydra. Now, I'm trying to see if I can make top 200 on the server, because I'm getting double the Shadow Amethyst that I would get if I'm doing top 200 plus. That could potentially be much better. Plus, we're going to get a lot of Affinity Solvent, which will help us to maximize our Psychic Core in preparation for the Otherworld event that will start in roughly 20 days, if I'm not mistaken. But as I've mentioned in the previous video, I'm not sure if you had a chance to watch the video where I've done my whale teams and I've tested a few different bosses. You want to attack the weakest bosses, okay? Gradually swapping to the ones that have higher difficulty. So in week 1, you can attack 2 bosses. Now, my plan for this week is to attack Vassak, and probably I'm gonna do Talendor, or I might be looking at doing Chrysos, because I do have a Dauntless team. That's what I'm maining on the free-to-play account at the moment. But in today's video, I want to talk about Vassak. Definitely the easiest boss, because it can be done with Frost characters, and the game does give us a lot of Frost characters. So for this video, guys, I will use the following characters. Now, yes, Hochadir is not a free character that you're gonna get. Maybe you summon him, maybe you got him from Purple Dice, maybe you got him from the Horn. Is definitely a character that you can use, but I will replace him as well with Drist, which is a free character. First, I'm just gonna show you what he can do, and I'm gonna show you 3 different team variations, okay? So, I do not have him scrolled, unfortunately, but getting this attack up on your main damage dealer can actually be massive. It can allow you to push a pretty huge amount of damage. If I would have him scrolled, he would perform much better, but I do not have scrolls for him, and honestly, he is just not one of the priorities. If I would have Losenia scrolled instead of Rava, that could be better too, because she will apply more frost, and she will deal a bit of more damage too. But I'm not going to use Losenia at the moment. So, we're gonna run feats. This is one of the variations. Honestly, I feel like you can do either one of them. I kind of prefer to keep Hochadir alive as much as possible. You can do whatever thing you want right there. Now, in terms of skill timings, once again, I've played quite a bit with them. My team does not survive all the way to the very end on the free-to-play account. It's probably lack of better gear, I would assume. I think they are decent in terms of gear, but definitely not that great, okay? I'm gonna give you guys a couple of artifact replacements. The most important one is the Witch's Remain, because this applies defense down AoE. Now, on feats, I have the Rift Hourglass. You can easily swap that to the Spiritual Incense Burner, and more or less, you are going to get the same value, okay? Uh, 100 skill haste will probably decrease the cooldown of his skill by a little bit. Okay, so I've just realized he's not actually scrolled. So let's fix that. Because we have a huge amount of rare scrolls. Like, look at it. I have 136. I thought that I scrolled him, but seems like I haven't. So, the 100 skill haste that I have on him will probably drop this skill to around 17 seconds cooldown, more or less. So, if I'm bringing in the spiritual incense burner instead, that's going to drop down to like 18 seconds, more or less, right? So, it is a little bit of a difference, but it's not crazy, right? The one that you could use on Thorin instead of the Gatekeeper Staff could potentially be the Luminary Order Gospel or the Mirror of the Living. Okay, these two are the best in slot if you don't have the Gatekeeper Staff. I got fortunate enough to pull 1, 2, 3, 4 dupes on the free-to-play account already, and that's why I have them. But if you only have one mythical artifact, the most important one to purchase is the Witch's Remains, okay? So you can drop the Gatekeeper Staff for the Luminary Order Gospel or something else. Let's quickly jump into the run. So I can put Hochadir in the front. The thing is, he might die a bit early. So the thing with Fitz, guys, big shout out to Van Horn Gaming, actually. I had no idea that he's going to manage to remove that decreased attack, because the immunity, it doesn't seem to protect you from it, at least from what I've seen. So this right here is actually pretty cool, because he has this skill. Transfers all allies debuffs to the hero. Each successful transfer grants additional healing, right? So if we're going to go into the fight, you're going to see exactly how this works with him. But we're not going to have heal reduction. So one of the key mechanics versus this boss is to bring in heal reduction, and like that, you're gonna be able to basically deal 30% additional damage. And I think the boss deals 30% less damage, if I remember it correctly. One thing that is very important as well is to let Vidimir go crazy, okay? So Vidimir can actually do disgusting damage. Like, literally disgusting damage. When he kills all of these summoned units, he's going to basically gain ultimate energy, which is really, really powerful. But in order to do that, we actually need to kill some of them. So, there you go. A lot of them died under frost. He's going to use the ultimate again. When more will die, disappear, or whatever the heck happens to them, he's going to gain more ultimate energy again. And then he's going to get to pop off once again. Now, I have no skill timing on feats. I tried to put a skill timing on my what's his name, on my Thorin, but one thing that I've just noticed right now, it seems like the boss might actually be immune to the decrease to the frozen. I think he is immune to frozen, so we're not going to be able to actually drop that. Yeah, okay, so we do not need a longer cooldown. I've done this mistake. So I basically need to keep it like this, and I'm going to let this on 18 seconds. The reason why I'm trying a different skill timing on Thorin rather than letting him go loose is because he's going to put the invisibility, and the summoned units won't spawn straight on Vidimir to kill him. And I feel like that is pretty important. And I've put him to go on a 20 seconds cooldown right here, 18.5 on Rava, just to make sure that Rava gets to apply the frost and the defense down on as many enemies as possible before he's using the ultimate skill for the very first time. Now, one thing that I quickly want to make sure is, okay, he has the highest attack, 1.3, 3.2, 1.4, 3.5, okay. Just to make sure he's gaining the buff from Hochadir rather than somebody else. But you've seen how the cleanse works. We're going to see now if they are going to be in tune with the ultimate skill from Thorin. So we're going to get this on. Okay, so the boss actually has no delay, for my surprise. I was really expecting the boss to have a bit of delay like any other boss, but it seems like spot on 18 seconds, the enemy spawn. So my Thorin is actually a bit late to the party. I could put at 17.8 to grant them the invisibility before. But right now, it seems like he is doing it a bit faster. So that frost, or frozen rather than frost, it gets applied and it does slow down the boss, because I'm seeing Thorin getting to use his skill much faster than initially. So he's not immune to all control in that way. Maybe frost is actually not considered a control. So maybe I need to put it on either 19 seconds, either 18 seconds recast on Thorin to make sure we're going to be spot on, right? But either way, that's how this team actually works, okay? So if we put it on 4x, I'll probably have to swap a bit skill timing on Thorin, because as you guys can probably see, he's just gaining more and more and more and more. It might be better to put him at around, I don't know, 18.5 rotation rather than 18. I think 19 is going to be too long, but this boss deals a lot of damage, okay? So unfortunately, my team won't be able to survive all the way to the end. But like this, I'm going to get to see who dies first anyway, because I think that's pretty important, you see? That's why I want to skill time Thorin, because the little freaking summoners are trying to kill him, right? So that is actually a bit of a problem. And I think I could keep Hochadir as it is to gain the extra stats. But right here, probably is going to be better to do, I don't know, something like this. Even like this, it might still desync. Maybe 19 seconds is a bit better. I'm going to do a full combat simulation. This team was getting around 100 million damage for me. Now, it's not the best damage, of course. You could literally hit 200 million. So we got 112 million this time around, which is pretty good, okay? I think is decent. Free-to-play account. My Psychic Core is not crazy. Vidimir is doing an insane amount of damage. My Hochadir is not skilled. I do have full talents on them because I started grinding my talents prior to this to make sure I'm getting prepared for the events. And the talents are very important on the damage dealers. Very, very important. So, pretty good damage. You could potentially run this team if you want to. This is the build right here. You can see the stats, you can see the talents. I don't really have to basically go and show you anything else on them. This is feats. I do have, of course, Brotherhood set on him. Then we have Thorin right here with Ancestral Protection. I have Vidimir. Mythical pieces now. I accumulated some. They're not perfect. I still haven't forged mine yet. I've got this one instead, which is pretty trash, but at least it helps him to do a bit of more damage. They're really not perfect, these pieces. So you're going to have to make the most out of them. The double drops for this event actually helped me a lot to get some mythical gear, because before this event, I had no freaking good mythical pieces at all, you know? And he is on a Rhapsody set to do a bit of damage as well. Now, if I'm going to try to bring in the other team. So in the other team, we are actually running heal reduction. So basically this boss, let me just quickly see if it shows it right here. No, so I have to basically back out of the fight and come back onto the boss screen. You see, when the boss is under healing reduction or healing reversal debuffs, their damage dealt decreases by 30%. So we're not going to deal additional damage. I don't know why I remember that I've seen that we do more damage and we take less damage. Maybe I dreamt about it. But either way, the whole idea is that he is going to deal less damage. Now, funny enough, it just does not really feel like it, because we're still getting clapped, even though we have that healing prohibition on, okay? Which is pretty interesting. But if we're gonna head on to this team now, so we're gonna run Hochadir. I will drop Hochadir out of the team. We have the exact same builds, except we have, of course, Tia in the team, which will give us more invisibility, but she will bring healing prohibition next to that invisibility and immunity. We're still gonna get a decreased attack. I do not have the talents up on her, but let me just quickly get them, because I should be able to get that done, and we should be able to increase a bit of healing. There we go. Do I need this one? Why not? Let's get it. So we max the talents on her too. I don't think I have much skill timing set for this team. So we're going to put Rava go at... because they come at 18, we can put 18.5. And rotation-wise, because we slow down the boss, we can actually put 18.6 and try that out. I'm going to put him at 20 seconds. Let him go freestyle. I'm going to put Thorin at 17.9. And I'm going to put him at 18.6. Actually, I don't need to put that on Thorin now because she's going to put invisibility on my team non-freaking stop. So I should have that on more or less all the freaking time. So I'm going to let him go freestyle, okay? I'm going to let him go freestyle. And let's see how much damage we are going to do with this team. We should have overall better survivability, but at the same time, we should have slightly less damage just for the simple fact that we have that decreased attack that constantly stacks on us, you know? Can I go on 2x speed? There we go. So you see the decreased attack is just piling up. And from what I've noticed when I looked initially, even if you have that immunity, the boss is still going to apply that decreased attack on your team, you know? What is it? Is it this one? Or it's just the passive, yeah. So the boss will put that decreased attack on you. That will stack and stack and stack. We want to have this positioning on the board, so all of the summon units move towards the tank, and like this, Rava can put a frost on all, Hochadir can activate that frost on all of them, do a bit of more damage too, and then you can have Vidimir pop in with more damage. But you see, that healing prohibition stays on the boss non-freaking stop. And once again, if you do not have the Rift Hourglass, you can always use the Spiritual Incense Burner instead, and that's going to be really, really good too. But let's go on 4x speed and check out the final damage for this team. Then we're going to drop Hochadir, and I'm going to bring in Drist without his exclusive artifact, and we're going to use him as a bruiser. In the same way we're running Hochadir, the only problem is that we're not going to be able to gain that increased attack on Vidimir, right? So that makes quite a bit of a difference. If you guys pay attention, Vidimir is slowly getting hammered. So I might have to try and give him some extra survivability stats or something, because the boss is about to literally one-shot him probably with the next AoE attack. Even though he's on full HP, the boss is about to go crazy. Literally. We need to find a way to keep him alive for longer. And there we go. The only way to do that is by literally tanking him up. I feel like that's the only way. It's not that he was not going back to full HP. It's just the simple fact that he's too squishy. My core is not leveled up enough on the damage reduction for the 5-man Elemental Affinity 3, which does make quite a bit of a difference. Let's see if I'm using an attack aura instead of the crit damage. And let's see if I'm bringing in Drist instead of Hochadir. So I'm quickly going to try to swap that gear from Hochadir onto him. But I want him to apply Frost. So I'm going to give him this. Can I max this one? No. I don't want to do that. I want to save this because I want to max the artifact for Drist. So instead, I'm going to use the Spiritual Incense Burner on him. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to try to more or less get the same gear that I had on Hochadir. So, Hochadir, where are you? Let me just quickly find you. I'm going to give you the exact same gear. We're going to play a bit the bruiser role. Or I can give you attack, actually. I think you're going to survive. Hopefully. I think I have a healing one, if I remember that correctly. Yeah. And it's just a Puppeteer set. And we're going to see how that plays out. Is it going to be better? Is it not? No clue. I have 200 plus accuracy on him. If I get an accuracy one right here, that should be good. The only problem is the defense is horrendous. So I think I cannot run this. I need to get the defense one instead. It's just that my defense was too low. He's probably gonna die. And I want the Panther to survive too. And I will get the talents on him, actually, because I was saving this to try and get as much as possible done. Not a final one. I could use now his crit damage aura, which is better. I'm gonna do a new preset. So let me save that. Now, because I basically have a much better rotation. You know what? I'm actually going to let them all go freestyle. I'm not going to put skill timing on them. I'm just going to delay Vidimir a bit. I'm going to delay him a bit as well. Because he's fully scrolled too, right? And I can let him go freestyle. Especially that I have the Spiritual Instance Burner. Maybe just put skill timing on him, actually. To make sure it always goes at the same time, more or less. So I can put 18.5. And I can put 18.6 here as well, or 5. We'll see how that plays out. And actually, if I've done that, let me don't be stupid. Let me do this as well. I'm not going to put skill timing, guys, but then comes in and does it. So let's do a full one first, like this. So with the previous team that I showed you before, with the initial try that I had was 120 million. I'm going to quickly check the screenshots and I'll show it to you. 84 million. Okay, so this does not work as good as with Hochadir. But it's still 84 million. So if you do not have Hochadir on your free-to-play account, I think it's still a very, very good result. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do another one and see how this plays out. I think 84 million on a free-to-play account is definitely pretty solid on the first freaking week. 81. And this time around, 2 of them survived till the end. But that Hochadir seems to be pretty important. So let me just quickly bring these screenshots to show you. So where are we? Have I took screenshots with all of them, or I did not? No, I haven't. Okay, so I've done 125 million with the second team that I showed you with heal reduction. I've done 111 or 112 or with the other team, and this one seems to do less. So Hochadir is still the better option. Okay, so Hochadir is still the better option instead. So I could run this once again. Let me put it in. And as you guys probably noticed, the damage was better. Was definitely better. Now I do not have him scrolled, which will reduce my damage by quite a bit, you know. But hey, that was all for this video. Definitely, if you're free to play low spender and you haven't pulled any of the crazy characters like Flora that enables you to do crazy damage on a different boss, or Lelwanis that enables you to do crazy damage on another boss, definitely consider in utilizing this team. I'm quickly going to show you the team that Van Horn Gaming is actually running with Fitz. I cannot really get that damage, but look at that, okay? So I think he's very, very solid. Very, very solid. You do need a Hochadir, maybe better gear a little bit, I would assume so. But other than that, you do have the potential to get up with both of the teams that I showed you, even with this one too, right? That was all for this video. If you enjoyed the content, do me a favor, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.